Worth, we could see somebody do that. Lindsey Sears is the world champion exemption who won the gold buckle match. Lisa Lockhart is also a contender here for the million as a Triple Crown winner. And we're going to start things off with Nancy Hunter. She has dominated Houston the last few years. With a barrel down, Nancy Hunter, who has won Rodeo Houston's $50,000 prize the last 3 years in a row, is probably not going to have the fastest time to get in there. What went wrong here? Ooh, that looked good. Oh, it just took a...
She barely got the second barrel. She was almost by it. Fuzz just came back so hard right there. That girl is an ER nurse, so she can handle some pressure. It didn't work today.
All right, little wide start for Sabrina Ketchum. Sabrina Ketchum, who set the arena record. She set some arena records too, and she got a barrel down.
Oh, you know, and the struggle with seasoning a young horse, that's a 7-year-old mare. It's real. She set the arena record over at Cowtown Coliseum in the first round, came back and barely made it into the American qualifiers. She was 10th coming back, and that's just part of seasoning a young horse. So as she's going to the third barrel, you can see right here, he just anticipated and got in with his shoulder.
Tried to lift him up and keep him round, just couldn't do it as we see her hustle across that finish line.
We're going to see more of that mare, though. Mahalo, I can't wait to see how her rodeo career continues.
Here's Sherry Cervi, and the 4-time world champion, won over $3 million just in rodeo earnings alone, and riding a horse called Easily Dashed.
Yeah, this horse was trained and owned by Dina Kirkpatrick, one of the greatest trainers in our industry, and one of the greatest riders in our industry.
Now everybody looks up to Sherry from a rider's standpoint. I know you've really watched her close.
Oh, absolutely. I watched Sherry Cervi like a hawk.
14.876. She'll set the pace right now. 14.876. We're early on the barrel racing here. Looked a little shifty. The ground looked just a little shifty for her right there.
Yeah, the ground was a little bit shifty, but Sherry Cervi knows how to make a horse do exactly what she wants him to do. This is a big setup and a hard arena, and she did her job.
Here is Nana. Here is Nana Smothers, Mary Smothers from Sinton, Texas. The 69-year-old grandmother on 6 Moons, Firewater, and she's got all 3 barrels up. Could she do what June Holman did 2 years ago?
All right, Mary.
She takes the lead.
She made the Dallas Morning News earlier this week, so how cool is that? The tables have turned. She's been to watch her son-in-law so many times, Rich Skelton, and now it's her time to saddle up with him and compete.
What a run. Mary Smothers now takes the lead in the barrel racing. Short stop on that alley. That Prefert sign comes up in a hurry when these guys and gals are done. And Jackie Ganner, the 19-year-old who qualified for her first national finals rodeo in Vegas last year, will go next on Cartel's Fame. Good rider. Setting things up a little wide on the backside of barrel number 2. She's going to have to smooch, whip, and kick to make up for that. And she'll take the lead with a 14.571.
That horse has a stiffer turning style, but she always has great horses. She's been molded for this. She's a great cowgirl. She rides so well, and she's getting the job done so far here at AT&T.
She was last year's Resistol Rookie of the Year in the Women's Pro Rodeo Association.
A lot of girls would have hit that first barrel. She was by it just a little bit, but she got around it.
Nice and safe around number 3. Cinch Cam taking you right on top of those barrels. You can see every bit around every turn. As you can see, that stop. You know, a lot of the girls are and the guys competing here are a little bit concerned about that stop. I know that the question with Lindsey Sears was whether or not to use Martha because she didn't know she'd get her stop. By the way, we've got a radar gun coming home there. 32 miles an hour. for Jackie Ganner and Cartel's Fame by Dash to Fame. I think there's about 4 sired by Dash to Fame as we go now to Katie Boggs, who's with one of our top 4 contestants so far, Mary Smothers.
That's
Katie?
right. She is our most favorite grandma right now. Everyone in here was cheering for you. Do you remember it? How fun was that?
It was fun. I'm so thrilled, and I just can't possibly thank RFD TV for putting on the American. It's a dream for everybody to make it, and it gives the opportunity for everyone to follow that dream, and it's wonderful.
You told me before your horse takes care of you. He knows how to do it.
He does.
He did that today.
He does. He certainly does. I mean, he could come in the house and eat at the table if he wanted to. We love him that much.
And guys, we love him too. Everyone at AT&T Stadium cheering for Mary.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, this is the opportunity for rodeo contestants all over the United States and around the world to get in that practice pen, get to a qualifier, and get to the American next year. That's what Derek Diedrich did last year from Goose Lake, Iowa. Special Chicago is the horse that he will ride. He has earned about $93,000 in earnings. By the way, Better Barrel Races have done a super job as a sanctioning body, and he goes really wide on that first turn. He leads the BBR Northern Regional points. This is only his second rodeo.
Yeah, that's right. The first rodeo this duo had ever competed in was at the semifinals at Cowtown Coliseum. So when this is your second rodeo, it's pretty tough.
15-768 as we go to Amy Wilson with 2 of our tie-down ropers.
Yeah, that's right. We want to go back to the tie-down roping. I'll start with the bad news first. Legendary Fred Whitfield. You proved a lot of people wrong by winning the match. You came here, made a great run, but struggled just a little bit that cost you making it back.
Well, I bobbled that calf's feet just a little bit that cost me, and that's on me. You know, that calf was good enough. I should have dang sure got back to the top 4 today. For whatever reason, this rodeo's eluded me, but it's still one of the greatest rodeos I've ever nodded my head at. And thanks to RFD and TV and Patrick Gotch and Randy Bernard, all they do for rodeo. It doesn't get any better than this.
I have a feeling we'll see you here again.
I sure hope so, you know. Getting a little older. Maybe it's just not there anymore, but I haven't quit trying.
Well, everyone loves seeing you rope today. Good job. We're disappointed we won't see you in the 4-man. This is a guy we'll see in the 4-man. Hunter Heron. And on a roll, you've been hot. How are you going to stay that way for one more run?
I don't know. I'm going to just try to keep doing the same thing that I've been doing the last 10 days or whatever at San Antonio and then here today. I've swapped horses and got to give a big thank you to Agnes O for letting me ride her horse up here. It was one that I'd owned a couple years ago, and she's ended up partner owner of him. And it's working so good. I can't be more thankful.
It did work so good, and hopefully there's one more. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is Ashley Schaefer from Yoder, Wyoming on KR's Last Fling by Streak of Fling, just a 6-year-old mare. Second rodeo for this mare, and Ashley had 2 horses in the semifinals in Fort Worth, hoping to clock and is going to be just out of the top 4.
And there again you have it with a horse that has less experience coming in here, might look off and miss the barrels a little bit. That horse has so much run that she got busy running and didn't turn really good today. Here we have the Wildcat Sky Cam system. See that second barrel, she didn't finish it. She runs really wide to the 3rd barrel.
Here comes world champion Fallon Taylor and Flo. Fallon Taylor's good around 2. Here she comes, $700,000 on this horse. The 2013 AQHA Horse of the Year, and she is 14,799 and 3rd.
And Fallon Taylor, she's as beautiful inside as she is out. This girl has got it going on. She's a model, an actress, an entrepreneur, and obviously a great barrel racer.
That little horse can gather some ground, get some gone. Will it hold on? We're just nearing the halfway point of the long round. And the radar gun clocks her at 29 miles per hour across the finish line, about 3 off of Jackie Ganner, who leads. And here's Riley Joe Dick of Oakley, Utah, designing Scooter. She's the college champion, the Southwest Regional College champion. and the BBR Oklahoma-Texas region champion. She's 14.9. She is 7th and just out of the top 4. So Mary Smothers, Nana Smothers is in the top 4. Will she hold on? More barrel racing from RFD TV's The American in just a moment. Back at RFD TV's The American, Mary Smothers is 4th right now. The 69-year-old grandma and mother-in-law of 8-time world champion Ridge Skelton is hoping to have a shot at the shootout round. I want to show you Cinch's Ghost Cam. She is in the pink shirt running against Ashley Schaefer on the blue roan. A little hesitation on the blue roan, and I know she was faster, but I don't think she was that much faster than Ashley. Try to get that to you again. In the meantime, what an experience for that lady right now, waiting and wondering whether she'll hold on. Taylor Jacob, by the way, made it 14.791. Cassidy Cruz from Gillette, Wyoming is next to go on assured win. A $300,000 combo together. They finished in the top 5 of the Women's Pro Rodeo Association standings last year. And, oh, yeah, very nice run, but just out of the top 4 at number 5, 14.868. Kelly Barrichello will go next out of Kennewick, Washington. That's Last Frenchman. And this is a horse sired by their own stallion, a select stake stallion. That's a Frenchman.
Yeah, this stallion stays at the Lazy Spur out of Kennewick, Washington.
So Kelly around, oh, snappy around 2. As good a second barrel as we have seen so far. Number 3 is good as well. With the speed, will it be enough? No. Just out of it.
There was just a little bit of hesitation leaving the 3rd barrel, but it was a great run anyway.
Trying to tip her nose out of that 3rd turn. Horse was bowing out just a little bit, but what a snappy second barrel.
Great second barrel.
Watch her grab her nose, and she just comes off of it.
Popped up a little bit, and it's right here.
You're watching Michelle McLeod, and the first barrel is okay, slick by design. Here's a lady that has got perhaps the fastest horse in the universe right now.
Coming off of a big win at San Antonio last night.
Wow, surprisingly, 9th overall with a 14.9, and that means Grandma Smothers has dodged another big bullet right there.
Just lost some time at the second barrel.
So we go from the 69-year-old to the 13-year-old. Here's Mackenzie Morgan. They've won $58,000 together. In Firewater's honor, they raised and owned and trained this horse.
And this is a great horse. This horse can fly, and Mackenzie can dang sure ride him.
Well, you were a little concerned if they'd have enough momentum leading that little alley.
Yeah, I knew that first barrel would be super important to nail it here with no alley. It's just such a quick start. She did get a little bit by the first barrel, so we'll see if she's fast enough.
Gonna have to really scream across that line. That first barrel is the one that's going to keep Mackenzie Morgan out of it. Man, just how fast could she have been with a good first barrel? You said it when we were talking earlier. Just a little bitty short alley, and their main positive is that big, hard run to the first barrel.
Yeah, that horse is just so long-strided that he didn't collect himself and get it together.
30 miles per hour coming home, and you talk about another horse that can fly right now. Here is Sarah Rose McDonald, 2014 Resistol Rookie of the Year. This streak of fling can get around them.
Super rodeo horse. This horse isn't going to miss the first barrel.
Oh, look out, wow. Leaderboard. She is hauling across there. And will move into second place with a 15.594, and Mary Smothers has been moved out of the top 4. Man, you talk about a horse that can giddy up and gets them gone.
That horse can fly, and that horse can turn too. To find that combination, that's everyone's dream. They have to be able to run, but they have to be able to turn like that too. And she did an excellent job right here, the third barrel. She shut it down a little bit, and she just kept pushing her through. Perfect turn.
Sarah Rose McDonald joins Jackie Ganner. Taylor Jacob is on a new horse. And third, Fallon Taylor now is on the bubble of making the shootout round. With 6 to go, including Lisa Lockhart, who has dominated the American, still left on the roster. Riding from the suites, so it's a big night, big weekend. And a big run now for Jessica Dunbar out of Del Rio. Make It Holland is the horse. She was the Pikes Peak or Bust rodeo champion, made it into the semifinals with that invitation and qualified through the semifinals. She was number 3 at the semifinals, and she's a Tech girl.
She is. She's a junior at Texas Tech, getting her degree in ag communications. So he had a little bit of trouble with the ground and went past the first barrel. You can see there's a bit of sunshine over in the first barrel. Sometimes it affects the horses that aren't as seasoned as others.
So we'll go through the leaderboard and remind everybody Fallon Taylor 14.799 as we go to the second gentleman who has made it here. Dustin Angel from Louisiana. Cat's Got Your Cash. Nice start. Nailed the first barrel. Tied for first at the semis. Won $36,000, but his lifetime earnings only $59,000. What a horse. What a ride. And this should be fast. Third right now with a 14.768.
That 12-year-old mare they call Cat, owned by Jenny and Jeremy Smith, is something now. She is just trying to be a superstar at the American.
Dustin Angel is in. Fallon Taylor now gets bumped out, and that was 3 perfect barrels.
This horse can turn. He didn't lose a stirrup today, Justin. He kept his stirrups.
And he did. You gotta make sure you get those rubber bands. Here's Ivy Conrado, number 1 in pro rodeo, and this little 7-year-old horse can scream around him as well. Uh-oh. Big bobble on 3.
Wow. You know, we just go back to showing you that this is one of the most humbling sports in America. You can be on top of the world and then come back and miss a barrel. She'll be back. She's here to stay, and that horse is here to stay. Something happened. She must have looked off and just went to the other side, wrong side of the third barrel.
They won the Stock Show Rodeo at Fort Worth this last month, and they tied for the win at the semifinals. Tibby and Ivy Conrado will not make it into the shootout round. A lot of people picked that one to win the million. She's dominating the pro rodeos this year at number 1 in the WPRA standings. And here's the number 1 lady for 2015.
Speaking of dominating.
WPRA world champion, NFR average winner, and she's on a different horse.
Yeah, she's on her 9-year-old gelding they call Arson. He actually ran the fastest time last year at the National Finals Rodeo with Sherry Servey riding him. This is a great horse, too.
Oh, wow. She moves into third with a 14.664. Jackie Ganner still in the lead. Sarah Rose McDonald, Callie Duperior, and Dustin Angel now is on the bubble at 4th.
So that just proves the world champ can ride more than one horse.
Oh, I'm telling you. Hey, she's a pretty handy athlete.
That's right. That's right. She was a superstar in volleyball. She actually played college ball and ran track in high school. So that's an athletic little girl right there.
So here's Lindsay Sears. She is not on Martha. With Grace I Fly, got the exemption. Oh, the barrel goes down. The 2-time world champion Lindsay Sears, his hopes of $1 million is gone.
Running across the pin, her horse, you could see she tried to use her outside hand and bring some outside pressure, and he just was committed and couldn't get her around it. See her with the outside rein pulled tight, but it didn't work. So who's hanging in right now? Dustin?
Dustin Angel. Dustin Angel is hanging art with one more to go. So many great stories. But the story in barrel racing has been Lisa Lockhart for the first 2 years. She's won it. If she can win it a third time, she'll win the million. Here's her thoughts on becoming a millionaire.
Pulling into AT&T Stadium, whether it be the first time or the third time like we're fortunate enough to be doing, coming down the tunnel, there's just something epic about this building and the grandeur-ness of it all, so very exciting. You know, the stage is just set for something big, and you know it, and you know what lies ahead, so it's very thrilling.
Here's Lisa Lockhart, South Dakota.
It's beautiful. I expect nothing less than perfect here. I see her thinking about it a little bit as she drives up into this third barrel. There's your champion, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a team effort, and my family and my horse, I mean, you can't do it without so many people and so much behind you. So thank you to all of you that made this all possible.
The race is on. Louis trying to be the 14.
Oh, he is running across the bed.
979 touches the barrel, but it stays up. One more, and she's clean again.
Great third barrel.
She is going to take the lead. South Dakota is in first place again.
You know, Louis and I definitely have had success in this building before, so, you know, I'm very fortunate that I get to be on him again this year. There's no doubt, come Sunday, that the atmosphere changes and the electricity is intensified 1,000 times.
The storylines we get to talk about in this arena.
Can she get in and compete? Can she win the Triple Crown and have a shot at the million? There are 7 long shots, or 7 qualifiers that are in with a shot in the shootout to win the million. Can she be the 8th? Right now, Lisa Lockhart and Louis have been dominating. Last year, they won $285,000 in pro rodeo. She won the $100,000 at the Calgary Stampede. She won the $100,000 at the American. Nearly $500,000 last year. She's going for $1 million today, and she nails the run. She's got a need for speed, and she's got room to spare. Lisa Lockhart is going to win the long round.
Wow.
She may have just set herself up for $1 million run.
What a terrific animal.
Lisa Lockhart and Louis, what a dynamic duo. Every barrel looks flawless, Shadow.
Every barrel. I mean, it's just the same run we've seen the past 2 years here. They look exactly the same. What a consistent, amazing horse. I don't think I've ever seen her lose her hat before, though.
Nope, that's a first. And on the run home, 30 miles per hour. Remember, Jackie Ganner clocked 32, but Louis was just silk smooth around those turns.
He was, and he just handles the ground. Nothing bothers that horse, and it's just a dream come true, I'm sure, for this duo.
Dustin Angel, however, goes out. Lindsey Sears is not going to make it. The final 4 of the shootout in barrel racing is set.